which is you're walking basically with your shield up.
You know what? I'll do that. I'll do defend.
Follow the expert. Hustle, which moves at double speed for a length of time, your con times 10. Investigate, you can discover clues along the way. Scout, which gives you a circumstance bonus to your initiative. And search for hidden doors and hazards.
Are any of those strength based?
No.
And I'm gonna do the shield. Defend.
Alright, sorry
you must
guys.
move at half speed in order to use any of these activities.
Oh. So if we're just not doing anything but go in that direction,
I guess so.
then yeah, I say we just go. I don't really want to slow down.
I don't really want to either. Kind of want to just move.
Well, we can't follow the leader unless we move at half speed, so it's just going in that direction.
Yeah, pretty much. I think there's probably more. Those are a couple on the. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need to roll perception while we're going, or?
I'm gonna roll
It'll probably
perception
be-
for survival.
Probably for the best, yeah.
Who? What was that,
Anybody who's,
Russell?
anybody who's keeping an eye out, if you keep an eye on it.
Natural 20.
I would roll a net 20.
Alright.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, you managed to pick out through the trees several, like, about an hour before you can actually get to it, but you can kind of see the line. You can see the edge of the tree line where the road should be. You can see signs of the cultists on the mountain now that you're kind of looking. You're not exactly you don't see the fort or the ruins that they were in, but you definitely can see the signs of some of their trails through the mountain, through the forest, coming from different directions. So you can assume that they're probably grabbing people from multiple towns.
Oh. Does any look like it's more traveled? Like, are they heading primarily north or primarily south?
The most traveled one, not most traveled one seems to go straight to the road. Like they kind of like maybe the trails that you see going off at angles of how they leave the fort. I'm just calling it a fort because I keep forgetting to call it ruins. How they leave the ruins and then they take the main road until they can have basically a straight line shot to the ruins.
Oh.
It's still really rough and hard to see the trail, but you can tell that it is probably the most walked.
Well, then I will try to lead everybody kind of off to the side of any of their worn trails.
Just so that you're not immediately on top of it.
Okay, so we make it to the road then?
Yep, you make it after about an hour.
Cool.
Nothing much is as far as you can see, there's no no travel nearby. So there's no traders or shipments or anything really traveling in the immediate vicinity. But you are now on the
Cool.
road and you have an option, north or south.
So, guys, north or south? We got Ranbu north of us. Don't know anything about that. And we've got Shevastock south of us. Don't know anything about that. Where do you want to go?
Don't know the area, so
Whichever way
Oh.
takes us away from those that were trying to kill us.
Well, it looks like they're probably going both ways, judging by the way their tracks are going. So either way, we're going to back in hunting ground.
so flip a coin.
You guys can roll to see if you know anything about either.
If I know anything, should have rolled society.
Just a history
lore.
check.
There's
A
not
lore
really
check.
lore check. This would be untrained.
Yeah.
$15 for me.
Okay. So you know that since the what do we call it? What do we call it? The revolution, the change in management. Like since the country's leaders changed, Ranbu has been more engaged than ever, producing new weapons and stuff to fortify against outsiders who may try to take advantage of this of the country still being in chaos from, a recent government shift. Which has increased the Ranbu and Ristol, because of Rambu's increased productivity, Ristol has been doing better due to them being the source of all their ore. So the towns are in a boom period at the moment. Generally speaking, you know that due to how important Ristol's production is to the rebuilding of the country, it is under much heavier patrol from guards. So the criminal element does tend to be a little. I won't say that they're lighter, but they are definitely more hidden. They try harder to stay hidden.
Well, I was kind of leaning towards Ristol anyway, so hey, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Everybody up for Restol?
Less chance of getting abducted, hopefully.
Far list.
At the very least, you're not going to get nabbed in the streets again.
Yeah.
All right, let's head that way. I'm down for that way.
Yep.
All right. Does Rin have an opinion, or is she following it?
Sounds good to me.
Right. Let's go that way then.
Off we go.
Ah,
Hopefully outsiders don't mean like actual just individual outsiders, but
Well, outside forces, like
oh,
other
okay.
nations and stuff.
Good.
So,
This isn't
what
a-
is the government like in this country? Is it like a monarchy? What
It's-
is the government?
It has recently switched over to a monarchy. However, the king in charge was a champion of the people during the revolution, and they broke away from a larger empire, which the whole empire was crumbling. It was at the end of its lifespan. The empire was
That's
crumbling.
every city on your list here, or is it just a couple
No.
of them?
This is the country of the whole country was a part of the empire.
Okay.
It is all ruled by the new monarchy. It was originally a what the hell's the word I'm looking for here?
Are you saying what like Africa
Like-
was?
It was kind of like a duchy or something like that, where there is a ruler, but he
City-states?
answers to the higher ruler than him.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, so this
It was an
country
empire then, basically. So it was an empire.
Yeah, it was an empire. It's fractured into multiple different countries now. There are obviously there are going to be countries trying to snatch up land from these newly formed countries, which is why Zabra, as well as the other ones, are all trying to fortify, which causes Rambu to have its increase in production.
So Neverdan, Rambu, Nin, Bristol, Zing are all in Zabra.
Yeah, every country on that list, every city on this list except for Neldaral. I just had it listed because it is the Dwarven capital, in case somebody
Okay.
wanted to be from the Dwarven capital. But every city here is in this country.
Except that Elven and
Okay.
Dwarven.
No, the Elven is on the outskirts. It's not. I wouldn't say it's disputed territory, but it would definitely be up for debate about whose territory the city's in, or the town is in.
Okay.
The elves are friendly with the city of Zabra. They, in fact, did help them in overthrowing the previous lord, simply
Okay.
because he endorsed slavery. So
Ooh.
they were more than willing to go, yeah, let's go stick that dude in the back.
Cool. All right. Ranbu sounds fun then. Crazy, exciting development town. Those are
Yeah.
those always sounded exciting.
Oh, yeah, it is a boom town right now.
Cool. Should be lots of excitement from a very small town in Nin. So it'll be fun. Thing larger.
So
Alright. So we were half a day from it, so we'll get there sometime around midday or something.
about midday, noon, 1 o'clock, somewhere in there.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I need to go there, and I don't actually know. I don't think I have anything. Because that's a feat, but it's not the same feat that I have. Pilgrim's token. I would need to see if that can actually help me in any way.
All right. Well, I'm pumped. So I'm gonna kind of push us along that way and kind of keep an eye out for
Oh,
any fellow travelers on the road, any culty scars on their body.
Roll a
Creepy.
history / history check. I guess
Roll
it'd be
again.
roll a cult roll if you have it.
Roll. I do not have it, but I will roll. It's also an 13.
From what little you saw, you know to be looking for people who are covering up.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look for people who are very obviously trying to cover up their body
Yeah, they
in weird ways. You want me to roll perception for that, or as we travel?
roll perception for that.
11. Anybody else want to help me with this? It's kind of important.
what is it for?
I'm watching travelers as we pass for weird, like, coverings on their bodies, like they're trying to hide scars or cuts or
Are we
whatever.
having to travel at half pace, or
No, I'm just gonna do it casually as we walk,
okay?
if that's okay.
14.
I got a 16.
What do we have to roll again?
This is a
Perception.
perception.
Okay, so while you are traveling, you don't actually come across anybody for most of the day. You manage to get to Ranbu without much incident.
Would that be odd, considering what we know of the city being crazy right now and booming?
Um, no, simply because it is a day's travel between each town. So you arriving around midday, you're about half a day earlier than any trade caravans would be. So you might run it. So it's not uncommon to not see somebody as you're entering town about this time.
Okay. That's cool. Pretty cool then. So, what's going on in the town?
So as you get close, you can see the smokestack There's a lot of smoke. You can hear this. You can hear the sounds of industry from where you're at. South side seems to be the main production area. As you draw nearer, you, like I said, you hear sounds of production. You see the smoke, the smog, basically at this point. And when you get to the gates, the guards kind of run a basic security check on you. Nothing real intensive. We kind of give you the once over.
Oh, real quick with the group before we actually get all the way clear into town, I'm gonna look at everybody and say, so since we were just like abducted by cultists and there looked like there were a lot of people, are we going to go to authority and like report this? Like, what's our plan?
I think we should. I
Not
mean,
get eaten
I'm
with
Split up
assuming
and
the
go our own
I'm assuming they already
Alright.
know people are going missing, but just to make sure, I mean,
Okay.
maybe we're the only ones who've escaped. I don't know.
Okay. Well then, is that that's our plan then? Are we all on board with heading to authorities and talking to them?
I didn't do hit points. Is that just level plus Constitution each night, right?
Think so. So level plus or level, I can't remember.
Or it's like level times Constitution or something weird?
That level plus or
I think it was level times.
I'll just add 2 hit points
you have 2 con.
then. Yep.
Yeah, Russ. I put the rule for plant nourishment in the text. That way you can know exactly how it works.
Right. So then, as we get to the guards who are kind of doing a screening on everybody, I kind of want to approach one of them.
All right.
So I kind of walk up to him as he's doing like the preliminary screening or whatever. I want to say, hey, something crazy just happened to all of us. Is there any way we can do we report some weird stuff like that to you, or do you have how do we report something crazy that happened to us on the road? Or, yeah.
He kind of looks at you for a moment and let me get my captain real quick. I'm not sure how that one would go. And he runs off into the guardhouse real quick, and after a minute, the captain, his immediate superior, comes out. So what's this about abductions?
Oh, we were abducted.
We were, woke up. I went to bed one night and woke up in a cell in the mountains where there were crazy people who were cutting themselves and trying to murder everybody. Murder random people.
He kind of looks at you and come with me, and he guides you into the city towards a central guard. The central guard house.
I kind of look at everybody and I follow.
Yeah, follow.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question. Out of character question. Brandon, are you lawful good, neutral good? What are you playing as a champion?
Neutral good, but leaning towards lawful neutral.
Okay.
Like character, but the way that he makes decisions is more like it's a
Lawful.
big decision is lawful neutral. But his behavior, like personal life, is more neutral good.
Cool. Just curious.
So if
All right.
anything, it's neutral.
Cool.
Because death is neutral.
Neutral on the side of neutral towards good and lawful.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we follow the guard. Captain.
All right. So he takes you to the main guardhouse, and they have you fill out a report approximately where they ask where you were taken, if you recognized any of the people, things like that. Your standard questions that come with stuff.
Don't recognize them.
Didn't rec. Kind of knew where they were.
I mean, yeah, we kind of know where they are.
About half a day that way and half a day that way.
They kind of take that in. What would you describe the place that you were in like?
Creepy and cultic. Like ancient ruin, I guess.
Ruin. Hmm. I'll have to pass that along.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Mine / shrine thing. I don't know.
Were there other people that being held there?
Yes.
Makes note. He as soon as you say that, he immediately turns to one of the other guards. Dispatch a battle group to go down there. We need to try and get a hold. Try and rescue as many people as we can.
There was at least 30 of them, I'd say.
Cult member.
Yeah, of the cult members based on the living quarters and sounds. I think. If for some reason that's what I'm remembering, but
I didn't actually see them, so I think I would take his opinion.
yeah, I mean living room or the living quarters. How much? There was like 5 in there, but I thought there was something about like 40 or so total.
I don't remember hearing something.
Guesstimating 30 to 40 would be a safe guess.
Okay, I just remembered that number, and so I was
Don't
just kinda...
forget about the floating eyeball.
That's part of it.
It's creepy.
Floating
It's like a flying eyeball covered in blades.
He notes all this. He notes all this down. You notice that he's making 2 copies. Is there anything else about the location?
It was an abandoned something, and up in the hill. Yeah.
All right. I'll just he runs out after the guard, and you hear him shout, "Send 2 battle groups." he
Was that
comes
the
back
captain we were talking to still? The guard, guard
there's
captain, or is it somebody else?
I meant to say sergeant earlier. This would be the actual
Okay.
captain. Yeah. I thank you for your information. If you'll wait here for a few minutes, I'll have a healer summoned to see to your injuries. Do you have a place to stay for the night?
No, this is our first time, I believe. My first.
Yeah, I have not been here.
I mean, do you have a means of getting accommodations?
Yes, I do. I do have funding.
All right.
I don't know.
I
The
do
answer.
not, but I will find a way.
He kind of digs at his waist, and you see him pull out a coin purse and hands each of you 2 gold just to make sure that you can get accommodations and food.
Did you say 2 gold?
Yeah, 2 gold to everybody who doesn't have gold.
So I don't get 2 gold.
No, because you said you had gold.
I'm being ripped off then. But I'm okay. I'll suck it up.
He's not made of money. He's just, you guys were kidnapped, and from your
I know. I'm just there's just a look that passes my face that I'm just like, fine.
To be honest,
So
Guardian.
I have a question then, for you, Captain.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't matter personally, one way or the other. But since I'm not really kind of I'm very new to this whole traveling thing. Is there any sort of like bounty reward for this information? I mean, like I said, I would have done it one way or the other because it's important. But I was just curious if there is.
That's depending on how useful your information is. I'd have to discuss it with the city's mayor, but it's possible a reward would come to fruition. But again, we'll have to see what comes of the information you've given.
Okay. Well, thank you. Like I said, I want to stress it because I don't want you to feel like I'm only in this for the money. But I would have done it one way or the other. So anything would be awesome. Even nothing would be awesome. Just knowing that you routed them out would.
Yeah, we are, and like I said, I've dispatched 2 battle groups to go and see about storming the place and taking it. He comes back and he picks up the 2 copies of the notes that he wrote down. I'm also going to send 1 copy of this to the Scholars Guild to see if they have anything or any information that might help.
Oh, I don't know if we told you, but yeah, they were doing weird things like ritualistic cutting, and they had.
I believe that was mentioned.
Like this. Okay. I don't know if it was also mentioned there was like this weird like a ceremonial room where they had pools of blood just sitting around.
I don't believe you mentioned that. He grabs up he kind of opens it back up on the table and scribbles that in as well.
Okay, that's everything I can think of at the moment then.
All right. He rushes the note out the door. You 4 are free to go. Enjoy the city. Stay safe. I will come and speak to me after about 2 days. If it's about a day's travel, maybe 3 days, and I'll see it, and we'll see exactly what sort of reward we can get for you guys if the information turns out to be good. Given your current state, obviously I don't doubt that you were abducted, but what comes of it will vary the price of it. Sorry, I got hiccups like a motherfucker.
Hopefully good comes of it.
Right, so about the time he leaves, a healer walks in, kind of nods to him, and comes over and tends to all of your wounds. So y'all are back up at full health.
Cool.
Sweet.
Sweet.
So what are you going to do in the city?
I have no idea. I'm stoked. Let's go. What is around us right now?
You are towards the center of town because that is where the main guardhouse is, just because it's near the mayor's. It's near the mayor's manor. It's where all the rich people live. So you are near the center of town. If you go south, that's back into kind of the industrial district slash the, I wouldn't say poor, but definitely lower middle class. North end of town, you would the northeast side of town, you would find the more normal market district. That's what I was looking for. Roll a law check real quick. See how much you know about town. Because the entire north side is technically
9.
Yeah.
Rolling a lot of 7s tonight.
You just know what you can see on local postings and what a guide tells you. The north side of town is mostly residential and mercantile. Obviously, things are going to be a little cheaper in this town when it comes to swords and armor and stuff than they would be in, say, the capital or Zing or Restore, simply because this is the center of production.
But they are producing the weapons that would be sold. They're just basically the mass production center.
Yes.
Functional equipment, not master craftsmen.
Actually, there are a lot of master smiths and such do live in town. They're usually the ones in charge of the larger foundries, if you will. The smog that's being produced is mostly from forges, not smelters. Most of the ore is actually smelted in Restore before being shipped here, simply because it is more efficient.
That we were in. There were Ranbu. Okay. No. Oh,
Yeah,
that
you're
makes
in Renbu.
Bristol south of us.
Mm-hmm. So,
Shevostock is the one that's directly west of.
yes, it is the dwarven trade city.
Okay.
It
So we're in Ranbu, Bristol south of us. Okay, so they basically smelt it in Bristol, ship it here to be made, and then it gets shipped out everywhere else.
Yes. So you will find things at lower prices. Obviously, you will also find a lot more of the lower quality stuff here. Most of the high quality stuff does get sent out. And obviously, they're not going to shortchange their people. But for sale, like apprentices' swords, once they get to a certain skill level, you can start selling them as low grade weapons.
Cool. Well then, where do you guys want to head to? I'm just buzzing. I don't know where to go.
I'm gonna run.
All
to
sounds so
bathroom
exciting.
real fast. I'll be right back.
I was looking at downtime activities and thinking that maybe I would need to, like, we could gather information and try to make earn income.
Earn some income.
Yeah, it looks like
So we got
downtime
all-
activities: craft, create forgery, earn income, subsist, treat disease are the main. Actually, probably all of the downtime activities.
So do we all want to go and do kind of our own for 3 days and join back up here?
Well, how long are downtime activities? Just a day, or is it like?
It depends on what you're doing.
Okay,
I think
like let's
earning income, it depends on days or how
see.
kind of thing. Crafting takes 4 days minimum.
236. Earn income. You can use a skill, typically blah blah blah, to earn income. Must be trained. Because the process requires an amount of time. Some cases might let you use a different skill, blah blah blah. Search for low-level tasks. Take on a job, sets the DC. So it is per day.
I think making money today.
Sometimes you can attempt to find better work than the initial offerings, though. That takes time using diplomacy to gather information.
Also, I forgot to mention I am doing kind of a guild system in this. There's like an adventurers guild type thing.
Well, if there's an adventurers guild, then that's what I would be doing. I was like, I'm gonna
So
Totally
Do
doing that one.
forgot to mention it.
then that is where I am heading.
That is where I am heading.
I am low on currency. Actually, before that, I'm going to get some rations and a blanket.
All right.
I should. That shouldn't be too much.
Russ,
Yeah.
instead of the rations that we start off with, can I swap it out for that potion?
Yes. I would count that as, yeah, those are your rations because you don't use normal rations. Obviously, buying from here out, buying them will be more expensive. But
Yeah, I mean, it's about 10 times as much as rations are. But considering
Yeah,
I can
so-
go for a whole week without sunlight.
yeah, it is. It balances.
Yeah. So instead of getting 2 weeks worth of rations, I just got one of those potions.
Yeah, and then you probably don't need to take it unless you are going underground.
For more
Underdog.
than a week. Yeah.
Well, it lets you survive for a week, so it probably you don't get fully rested if you don't see sunlight for a day.
No,
or
I can
something.
actually go a week without sunlight.
Oh, without the potion?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, if you go
yeah, I'm
to
just gonna buy a
text,
week of rations.
if you go to text,
Alright.
I posted the rules for it.
Would it be the cost in the book at 4 silver?
Yes.
It costs 40 silver.
Oh, no, for mine.
Oh, yours?
X1.
For a week's
where
worth, it's
is-
4 silver pieces. Yeah.
So now I'm looking for some sort of blanket or something. There has to be. Alchemist Adventurers Pack. Maybe just an Adventurers Pack.
Pack comes with 2 weeks of rations.
Oh, the Adventurers Pack does?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
The
crazy.
Adventure Pack
Why
is
would
2
anyone
silver.
buy rations?
Ration.
Rations are 4 silver for a week. An
Wow.
Adventurers Pack is 7 silver.
That's insane.
So you could just buy an Adventurers Pack, eat the rations, and throw out everything else. That
Rope
seems
is
like
5
cheating.
A rope is 5 silver pieces, so you get.
Yeah, soap is
That's
probably a couple
insane.
silver. Can I
Soap
just
is 2
buy an
copper.
Adventurers Pack instead? I'll do it
Yes.
for a gold. I'll
Yes.
just spend a gold on an Adventurers Pack.
Bedroll is a copper. Belt pouches are 4 copper per. Yeah, you can save like 10 gold, 10 silver buying an adventures pack versus getting everything that comes.
That adds another bulk. Okay, yeah. I just swing by and get an adventurer's pack somewhere, because, well, shoot. Would they sell one at the Adventurers Guild?
Yes, you would be able to get one. However, are you going to get the Adventurers Pack first, or are you going to the Adventurers Guild first?
I'll probably just get it first.
All right.
I don't want to look like a noob. Gotta look like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Really, I don't.
Nope.
Everybody roll lore about for Adventurers Guild.
Are we all going? So far, Brendan and I are. Is everyone going?
I'm assuming it's been mentioned enough. So
yeah.
So far, you're the only
just-
ones that haven't tried to kill me, so yeah.
okay, so 13, 16.
And it's just essentially a straight up int roll if you don't have.
All right. So
Russ, straight up intelligence roll if I don't have the lore, right?
correct. So
Oh, wow.
damn.
Intuitively know about it.
Yeah, you heard it in passing at some point, and it just all stuck in your head.
Wait,
Tracy,
what was that about Adventurers Guild as we walked through town following the guard?
Tracy.
Yeah.
Roll lore check.
Roll a what check?
Lore.
Check. If you don't have lore, it's just a base intelligence. That was my hit popping.
Damn.
You rolled a 2. Oh no.
Tracy knows Dilly.
She's just off in her little world.
Everybody else, you know that to sign up for the Adventurers Guild, you do have to take an exam, like a test, to make sure that you are actually capable of working with them, because by being an official adventurer, they do stake their reputation on you. So if you have failed to complete jobs, if you're kind of a shitty person, your reputation will inflict on their reputation. You do know Michelle and Gord, you would know that the Adventurers Guild it is a pre-established thing from before the fall of the Empire. However, it is the one thing that has stood past it, because it was not a government institution; it was a private institution. So you can be an adventurer of X rank here, and then go to say Zing, and you would be treated as an adventurer of the same level, as long as you had your identification.
So it's global, basically. It's the same
It is, yes. It's definitely across the country and the neighboring countries. Global would be a bit of a stretch, but
Okay.
at least for the. Why did I have to make the fucking country name so difficult? For Zebra, it would be universal for sure, and its neighboring country.
I think you like to do
Okay.
that because you tend to be a bit of a writer. That's why.
Well, I think it's you write it out and it looks cool, but then the second you try to say it, you're like, fuck, that's
Yeah.
doesn't
No,
work.
I
Because that's what I do. I'm like, oh, that's a
I
good
keep-
looking.
I need to put the country name on the map because I keep looking at the map and I'm like, there's no country name on here.
Yeah.
Because I am working
I
on
do
the
the
map.
same thing.
So
I pick a name and I'm like, oh, I forgot how I pronounced that the first time I wrote that. So all right. Well, I think I'm feeling good enough to go do a challenge. That sounds exciting. This is kind of what I want to do.
Yeah, it'll help me out.
all right. I'm trying to piece together what I should do as your challenge. So give me a minute. I didn't quite have this bit figured out yet. So you obviously you go there, you ask directions, find your way. Okay, and then I do. This is I'm double checking that I'm thinking about this correctly. It is a 1-to-1 level thing, right? A creature level 1 should be a match to a level 1 character. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a level 1 party, right?
Yeah, the level 1 character.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought. I was just double checking so that I can do this correct. Sounds. And because you are all at full health, all's good.
Did we get healed or something?
Yes, there was when you were at the guard station, the guard captain called a healer to come and
All right.
help you get patch you guys up, basically. How does -1 creature work?
They're like 2 levels below a level 1 player.
So you could throw several at a level 1 character and it not be a problem.
I think so. Do you have the screen? I think the Dungeon Master screen has an encounter builder that so I can do the math on it.
I don't think I bought the screen, actually.
Let me go see real quick. I've discovered it's not perfectly accurate because it kind of varies based on what you're throwing at who.
Yeah, obviously, but I just need a rough estimate of what's fair.
So roughly, if the party level is 1, you have a. Oh, it's. Oh. It gives me the encounter budget is giving me a rough one. Get how that works. Oh, there we go. So a monster at player level would be considered 40 XP, I think, which would be a moderate fight for a level 1 character.
this is probably in the DM's guide now.
Oh, sorry. That would be a Yeah, it's probably good to just pull up the DM guide here.
I have to dig through it first.
For creature, okay, yeah. So a party level character creature is worth 40 experience. A moderate difficulty for a 4-player team is XP budget 80. So you would adjust that by 20 per minus person you have, making a single person versus a party level monster a moderate fight.
Okay.
And a minus, so there is no level 0. Actually, yeah. So a -1 creature would be XP 20. So you should be able to fight at a moderate fight. You should be able to fight 2 of them to make it a moderate fight. 3 would make it a severe fight.
Okay. So
It's not perfect. It is definitely a rough estimate. That's what I use when I'm just kind of on the fly figuring something out.
ironically, the the game master guide doesn't have that chart.
Oh yeah, no, it's in the game mastering section on the player's handbook. That chart was designed for the initial core rulebook.
So me throwing 2 level 1s at 3 of you guys was kind of unfair, basically.
That was a rough fight, yeah. That would have been a severe fight.
If it wasn't for the fact that they killed themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been a budget of 80, which would have been not quite, slightly above a moderate fight.
So it was okay. So it wasn't a bad fight.
Yeah, so a severe fight would have been a budget of 90. Would be a 90 for a party of 3, whereas a moderate fight would have been a budget of 60. It was moderate severe, so it was doable but rough. Yeah, this screen isn't helpful for everything, but it definitely gives you something helpful.
I wish that I wish that the guide for what a creature is worth was on the same page as that patch. As that table. You know?
Yeah. So it is on the next one though. Adversary. If the adversary is party level, which at our level would be level 1, it's worth 40 experience. Which you then put into the other table, which is on that.
Do we
That's
just want to role play kind of getting it and then maybe heading out, since we're probably not going to get to the actual fight unless
Yeah,
we
it's
skip it? So you can
getting
still
later.
play in and essentially not tell us much. It's not like we
Okay.
need to know exactly what we're fighting.
Yeah,
They
I
can
have
even
an
get
idea.
us all the way up to it because we have the role playing aspect of talking to them and
Mhm.
initial assessment and stuff because we're almost
All
there.
right. So, I have an idea of what I'm throwing at you guys, so I can tweak the difficulty. So, you So as you guys are you guys approach the Adventurers Guild and go in. I can't find good. And behind the counter, at the reception counter, is there's three girls. Each one seems to be handling a different aspect of it. One seems to be handling handing in quests and handing out rewards. And then there's two counters that seem to be for a general information counter, and then the actual quest receiving counter / registration counter. All three girls are you would they're attractive, like like they went out of their way to find attractive women to take this spot. You can tell that.
Okay.
So I'm assuming you approach the main counter.
Yes. What races are they?
Well, the one at the main counter is. Let's see what we'll play this game because I might make it a little more fun in a few minutes. The one at the main counter definitely appears human. She does have mismatched color eyes, though. One is a vibrant green, the other one is a rather normal blue.
Interesting.
All
right.
Hello, welcome to the Adventurers Guild. How can I help you?
Well, I would like to enroll. I think the rest of us are kind of all on the same path there.
For new registrations. Are you registering as a group or individuals?
I
Can
kinda
we
look
do
at every-
both?
Yes,
We do both. That would
it's-
actually be the best.
Yes, however, that actually
In case
does
one
work
of us
in
dies.
that does work in your favor. Generally speaking, a group registration, even if one of you were to die, except at the lowest tier, I have to come up with a name for the tiers. Give me a next session. I'll have that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Will.
Except at the lowest tier, you are simply knocked back a tier until you can prove that your new members or your current party, minus the previous member, can live up to expectations. However, registering as both does allow you to go on solo jobs as well as work with other parties. If you wish to register individually as well as a group, you will have to individually take the promotion exams. The initiation exam is usually done by groups of low-level adventurers anyway, where you just assign a random group under normal circumstances. However, since you came here as a group, I can just bypass that and set you up with a low-level mission. It'll take me a few minutes to find one that would be within our our low rank class, but that is entirely possible. While you're doing that, I will have you, and she pulls out their simple forms: name, place of birth, age, things like that. She pulls out a stack of 4 of them and sets them on the table. While I'm looking into some quests real quick for you, if you could fill these out, I will figure out what your examination should be.
Okay, so are you saying that if we are doing it individual and a group, we have to test up as individuals? If we're just doing a
Out,
group, we have to.
the initiation is always done as a group, just to get you in, make sure that you can work with a group. When you are progressing later, they won't make you like go out on a quest alone, but you will have to perform to a certain. They will give you basically a higher tier test for your group than if you were testing alone, in order to make sure that everybody is promoted properly.
So if we just fill
So to
out all the forms
clarify-
individually, we can just essentially sign up as both.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna do
And what's your name?
You had
that. The name's Zug.
Oh, yeah, not your name. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm talking to the lady.
Oh, okay.
you had to ask for a name.
Of
I did.
course.
I'm sorry.
I was trying to help cover for you a little bit
I know.
by filling.
I will write it down, so if you don't get around to it, I will have it for next episode.
Yeah, and the thing is, I need to come up with a name for all 3 of these anyway, because fucking you'll be dealing with them on a regular basis.
Y'all clones.
No, they actually all
Actually,
look distinctly different.
No, I mean
Okay, cool.
at each location.
Oh, you never know until you go.
The Pokemon cop out.
Yeah. Officer Ginny and what was his nurse name?
Destroy.
Yeah. You always can count on them being in every single town.
What's obnoxious is the fact that Brock can tell all of them apart.
Uh-huh. Of course. Brock is the original late.
You know, he finally got a girlfriend.
That is interesting.
After how many decades? Hello?
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, it's been a while, at least 20 years.
Yeah.
And yet, he's still the same age. Sorry.
Yeah, and Ash is still, what, 13?
Because
Yep.
Ash is in a coma and it's all a dream.
Perfect.
um.
So,
Oh, I am Zhay. I have it written
Z?
down. It's
How would you spell it?
Xia Hay. Zhay. It's 2 words.
Z-A. Okay. And by the way, I wasn't saying that in a way to like flirt with the woman. I was just saying that in a way to tease you.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
wasn't
always
trying to come across to the
names
character
are
as
always the
me.
last thing I come up with, and I should know better.
So yeah, no, I wasn't trying to come across to the woman as flirty. Snark. So, okay, well, Zhay, I think we all want to go ahead and do the individual combination group test. All right.
Well, we were planning, as I said before, the initiation is always done as a group just to ensure safety of the testers. Individual, when you are leveling, when you are promoting, if it is a solo promotion, then that is a test given. If it is a group promotion, then we give you a group a quest of the next tier of difficulty.
Cool. Cool. Well, what do I need to sign?
And she hands you the paperwork and with all the questions and stuff to fill. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I'm trying to get names before you ask for the other two's names.
So there are 3 desks, right? We're at the front/general desk.
At the main desk, yes. There's like an informational desk. That's also technically where people who have requests for the guild go to fill out the request.
And then there's like the advanced desk
Mm-hmm.
where it looks like the seasoned guys are all headed towards.
Well, I take that back. There's no, the other one is the rewards counter. I don't know why
Rewards
I said
counter.
yeah.
So we see people like passing money, people who look like they
Passing
Like-
money, yeah. Stuff like that.
Uh,
They hand in, like, if they were tasked with collecting furs, they're handing in furs at the counter, and they're receiving their gold, stuff like that.
cool.
Is anything like on the one show or manga? Dungeons aren't a place to pick up girls. I think it's called.
Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
There's a bunch of
No.
them. 'Cause then there's also the one in whatever that one time travel one or whatever that I never got into.
Honestly,
That's super popular.
Are you talking about ReZero?
Yeah,
I haven't watched that one. I'm
I know. Like
basing,
I couldn't get into it.
I'm kind of building mine around a combination of the one from that time I got reincarnated as a slime and the Adventurers Guild from Goblin Slayer. Kind of a hybrid of both of those.
Yeah, I mean it's just quintessential
Adventurers Guild. Yeah,
meme adventurers guild. Like,
yeah, but
but
You
yeah,
know.
it's nice to have one that you're like, sweet.
Cool.
yeah, because then there's always something to do.
So we're gonna go ahead and end it there, so that way everybody gets to bed can get to bed, or
Might be better than trying to push it
Yeah,
the last
to chew
little
on it.
bit and then
That'll let me prepare the encounter.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll go.
prepare
we'll-
names, all that stuff.
I got the names for the clerks this time.
Okay.
I got that out of the way.
Okay.
All right.
What are they? What are they race wise? Like I haven't asked names yet, but what are they?
Again, the one at the main counter.
She's
she
a
looks
human with 1 green, 1 blue.
with a vibrant green eye. The one at the information counter is also human. The woman at the rewards counter. Oh no, the woman at the rewards counter is also human. The woman at the info counter is an elf.
The info counter is an elf.
Yes.
Any notable features on them?
Besides the fact that they're just beautiful, no. The only one
Okay.
with any distinctly unique thing is the main counter, and that is her mismatched eyes, and the one being quite that shade of green.
Cool. All right.
Anybody who's gone through the books should know what I'm hinting she is, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
yeah,
I think that I know what
message
the
me real
character
quick
is, but
privately. just because. And it doesn't really matter. It's just for funsies. I wanted her to be.
Messaging privately or like in
Yeah, just what you think she is, if you have a guess, or if you care. I suppose to be more accurate.
I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. Yep, you are correct.
But my character also has like he just gets to play as doesn't know shit about the area, so it's
Yeah.
just like where he's gonna put his like. So do you kind of have a general layout of the world or no?
Yeah, I have it all kind of figured out. I'm still
I don't know
working on
which
it.
direction I would come from. Would I put down far south or far north or far east? Like
Where were you from?
essentially some sort of swamp land that I think exiled from the tribe, like whatever.
Oh, right, you're lizard.
Yeah, I'm assuming that there really won't be lizards here, but I also it's like I don't know about the outside world type thing, and just
I
traveling under the temple's like, hey, go out and spread the word thing.
You would say you're from. I'll let you name the tribe of the. I need to come up with a name for the swamp.
Needs to be far away because I'm trying to get as far away. So as long as it's not close.
It'd be on the other side of the desert to the east. So you are literally about as far as you can get.
Okay, good.
Sort of going into.
That's what I
dwarven
want. If
country.
it's like, oh shit, there's nothing past here. This is where I'm gonna be.
The swamp is Nemra Swamp. The Great Nemra Swamp. Nemra.
Okay, that's what I wrote it as.
Yeah. Just so we're clear. Yeah, you're from the Great Nemra Swamp. And it wouldn't be on a map that you would see. So it's
Yeah,
not
that's perfect.
uncommon to see lizard people here from but yeah, so as your place of birth it would be your tribe and then of the Great Nemra Swamp. Any other questions as to locales or anything?
On the map you drew, the circle, the bare circle's the capital.
Yes, that is
Where
yeah.
roughly is Rin?
Nin. Nin is actually to the south. The day's travel. Technically, it's 2 day. The city of Nin is 2 days travel from Restol, but there are so many farms and ranches and whatnot that do allow travelers to stay at they basically have bunkhouses.
Okay,
It's
cool.
a lot of farmland. But there is a central town where they kind of gather it all up and then ship it to the various places.
Then I'm gonna say I was probably on my way from like the other end of Nin, and had made my way across and was headed towards the mountains, and I had stopped at a farm just outside of Bristol. Hadn't made it into a big city yet.
You could have been nabbed while you were on the road, one of the two.
Yeah, or one of the two. Either whichever way makes sense because I hadn't made it. This is my first big city.
You were probably nabbed on the road towards Ristol.
Okay, let's do it that way.
Yeah, you heard a noise, looked to your left, and then something smacked you in the back of the head.
Sounds good.
And then you woke up in a cave and went, ah, crap.
Basically. Classic kidnapping. All right.
I mean, yeah.
All right.
So-
Yeah, I'll try to remember and set a reminder on Thursday.
Yeah,
I've
and
been trying to do this every week.
this week it was a rough week at work, and I just didn't get shit put together like I was planning to.
That's fine.
Yeah,
If
I
you
had
need, like, an
everything.
upload for you to prep your stuff, and we can do that. That's no problem.
Yeah, I had everything sitting here and ready to be done, and